Hey,
Never.
we live. We live. We live. Ow. Yo. It is what's tonight?
March
March
5th.
5th.
March the 5th?
Yes, March the 5th.
Already. Already. And we are having a conversation tonight. We got the crew in the building. We got a new face in the box. She ain't new to me though, because that's my girl for
Hey.
real. We got Ice in the building. She is here tonight. We're going to kick it. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about sacrifices. We're going to talk about it all. And then we got B Starks. He back in the building.
Hey, B.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Ice? How you doing?
I'm
Good to
good.
see
How are
you.
you?
Doing great. Doing great.
Oh, who popped
I go
up
to
in the building?
OG. The
Hey, G.
OG.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Hey, we are live already. We live.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Hello, G. How you doing?
Oh, y'all, it's been a hot blazing mess. I tell you, it's been a hot blazing mess.
So
Most
what's going on
definitely.
with y'all week? What y'all been doing? B Starks, what you do this week?
You know me, protecting companies from being hacked. That's what I do. So it's been a challenge for some of these companies, but I'm persevering through it.
Cause you the bomb. You should have helped the Graham and the
I
Book of
should have.
Faces.
I'll be more wherever I can get in to fit in to help. I'll be more than happy to.
Cause they had a little issue this morning. But I think
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's out of my scope. I don't have access to all of that, so I'm gonna let them. Yeah.
all right. All right. RG
Ye-
Breed.
Yes, ma'am.
What you do this week? It's only Tuesday.
It's, knocking heads and taking names. How about that?
I feel you. Come over here and knock a couple over here in my circle.
Yeah, just look, just got finished putting out a fire, and so I apologize for being late to the party, but people get out of pocket, and you got to get them right. Just
Gotta
Time to
do
turn.
what you gotta do.
Party don't start till you get here.
look, I had to stop the party. It was too much. It was too much. It was too much. It was too much. So yeah, I had to squash some heads. I had to turn into the Kraken. And sometimes you have to do this. Sometimes you have to be the voice of reason. Sometimes you have to stand on that hill on principle, and you have to say, if I'm a part of this, this is not what we're doing.
Hmm.
And I think that's going to resonate with conversations we're going to have tonight. You got to know what you know, and you got to know who you are, and you got to be able to stand on that conviction and say, I'm not putting up with these shenanigans.
Hmm.
Real. I appreciate RG. So again, we got a new face on the screen. She ain't new to me. She is we've been friends for over 20 years, 2 decades.
It's about 26.
Damn, it is. It's
Yeah.
Y'all are only 28 and 29. Come
Listen,
on
you
now.
understand? That's how I be feeling these days when I look at these young girls. I be like, they ain't got nothing on me.
but she is a fantastic person, NY native, situated in the A. She's a lyricist, she's a mom, she's a hustler, she's an entrepreneur. And most of all, she my girl. So we got
You
Ice in the
already know.
building.
They better
Ice in
stop
the
playing.
building.
Hey,
Welcome, Ice.
hey,
Good to
y'all.
see you.
Welcome,
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
All right. So as y'all can see, the title for tonight is "What do you bring to the table?" Are you bringing the table? You bringing the chairs? You bring the table and the chairs? What you bringing?
Hmm.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna start with my boy because we always be starting first. B Starks. B Starks. You out here in this living this single life, living your
We-
best life.
I'm gonna have to put my hat down. This is gonna be good.
All right. So, what strengths and unique abilities? You're so talented. What unique abilities are you bringing to the table?
You know, it's I bring a lot. I bring a lot. So for that person, they have to understand, there's a lot that comes along, a lot of great things, so the entrepreneurship, but financially, emotionally, all of those dynamics come, because a lot of things that men don't realize is that we are the heads. All right. So what can you bring to a family? What can you solidify there? So there's a lot that comes along with that. So,
Real.
I don't want to get into great details about, all of my stuff, but uh, for those brothers out there, there's a lot of them out here that's bringing a lot to the table. Being a
Mhm.
provider, being a father, being, a community, someone that the community can actually lean on. Those are the things that I do. I do volunteer work to help my people. It's one thing for me as a man. I could, I'm good by myself, but how much of a leader am I if I'm only doing it myself? I got to be helping my people. I got to be helping them come up, helping them get to financial freedom, So when you talk about a lot, that just a little bit that encompasses a lot.
Facts. Big facts. RG,
Yes, ma'am.
what you
What do I
bringing?
bring? What
You
I'm
you
bringing
bringing
to the table?
the table and the chairs? What you bringing?
Well, no, I'm knocking the tables and the chairs over. Is what
Mm,
I'm doing.
mm,
I think that for a lot of us, when you say you're bringing things to the table, that allows people to realize how much respect they're gonna put on your name when
mm.
they know what you're bringing to the table. You know, I think that's a loaded question. When people say, "Well, what you bringing to the table?" It's not what I'm bringing to the table. It's what we eating on when we sit down.
You better say it.
Question. It's what we eating on when we sit down. Because
Mm.
a lot of time you bring a mess and confusion to the table. You bring a strife and foolishness to the table.
Mhm.
So it's not the table. It's what we eating on when we sit down at that table.
Mhm.
Mm.
And so I think that for me, different people require different meals. And the question is, am I eating what you serving?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. That's not the topic for the night. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Am
So,
I eating what you serving? Am I
yeah.
eating
Because see, if you
what
don't
you
eat
serving?
pork, chitlins is not your meal.
Mhm.
If you don't, I'm a vegetarian, and so if you serve me up some meat, I'm not eating that. So if you sit down at a table that is toxic, that means you are devouring toxic things. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So you got to know what you're eating, I guess, and that's how you get poison, eating everybody food. Okay, I'm sorry. You might want to. I'm on that. I'm on. Because every folks feed you poison,
It ain't
drinking
even 9
behind
o'clock.
everybody.
It ain't even
Huh?
9 o'clock. Well, it ain't even 9 o'clock. We talking about what we eating at today. It ain't even 9 o'clock.
I'm sorry. I told you, maybe I ought to hang up and call back in 15 minutes because that little meeting before this one got me hot. It's got me hot. I'm sorry.
She
I'm
said she
sorry.
hot as fish grease over there.
Hot
Okay.
Friday night fish grease. Friday
Thanks.
night fish grease.
So me and Ice had a conversation a couple days ago,
Mhm.
and yeah, she had me dying, laughing, and then she also had me really self-assessing, like what it is I'm bringing to the table. So Ice, what you bringing to the table?
It depends on, like Gina said, it depends on who's at the table, because each situation requires something different. Every man doesn't require the same thing. So it's like, for me to have expectations with this man, knowing that the last man only expected this much. As far as what I bring, I can only worry about me and focus on me and mine. So I'm bringing me and mine to the table. Now, what you bring to the table, we'll figure out when we get to this table if this is conducive for me, if it's something that, I'm willing to. Are you somebody that I'm willing to eat with, that I'm willing to break bread with? Are you somebody that I'm trying to grow and go with? You get what I'm saying? So when I come to the table, I really come just as I am. You take me as I am, and we learn along the way. I'm not bringing everything to the table because you might not can handle everything. You get what I'm saying? And I might not can handle everything on your end. Who's to say that I can handle all of your businesses and propositions that you have? I might not be good at this. So you can't bring everything to the table and expect me to be Professor Know-it-all when I ain't in that field. So I can't tell you, teach you, or talk to you about something that I'm unaware of.
Facts.
So I bring me to the table, and then we'll figure out where we stand. If, like I said, we coming and going.
Facts. So is that a conversation that you have prior to entering into a relationship?
I feel like every conversation is important when you're trying to be in a relationship with somebody, because everybody comes with some type of flaws. Like, we all have something about us that the next person might not want to tolerate. You get what I'm saying? Nobody is perfect. We all have something, period. Me, I don't smoke or drink, but I like to gamble. And gambling might be something that the next man be like, yeah, nah, I don't like to gamble, but you smoke and you drink. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta choose your poison. That's what I tell people. You gotta choose your poison, because I like to gamble. Is that really a problem? Because the reality is, you might ditch me and then deal with this girl who's an alcoholic, and then she's abusive, and so it's like, what are you really willing to deal with when it comes to a relationship? Is this something that y'all can converse about and y'all can improvise? All right, babe, you could gamble, but gamble only on these days. You get what I'm saying? Can we talk about it? Do you really got to be like, oh, you like to gamble? Nah, cool, I can't be with you. That doesn't make sense. So, I mean, when it comes to relationships, I think everything needs to be discussed if this is somebody that you see yourself with. My last relationship, it was a different situation. He was a paraplegic. So it's like, I accepted him as he was. And in the end, it's like, you give me the bare minimum. We're not compatible. Boy, you can't even walk. Like, what do you mean I give you the bare minimum? And it's not trying to be funny, but it's like, the bare minimum, I got to help you in and out the car. Rain, hail, sleet, snow. I'm making sure you getting in the car before I get in the car. You understand? I got to pull your pants up if your pants is falling when you get in the car. How am I giving you the bare minimum? I'm taking the doors off the closet. I'm not the man, but you can't reach it. But I'm giving you the bare minimum. I'm teaching you how to tie a necktie because your father never taught you. But I'm giving you the bare minimum. But you diss me for these females that ain't give you nothing. So if I'm giving you the bare minimum and you dissing me for people that ain't give you nothing, what do you really want? That's the question. What do you really want? Because it can't be me.
Wow.
It was you. It was absolutely 100% you, sweet love.
Yeah.
He needed somebody to take care of him.
And that's not what I was saying.
In a loving and kind way.
Right.
And so you feel that bill. And so he didn't want to have playtime with his mama.
Right. He wanted somebody that he could manipulate and he could play with. And he can handle how he want to handle.
Right. Because see, you're like, bring yourself over here. Let me wash you down. Let me do, like a mama. You were taking care of him. And you can't have that kind of relationship with your mama. You can't smack it and flip it and rub it down with your mama. So you have to remember, you sat at the table as a matriarch. You sat at the table at a person who's going to take care of him. That's the table he set for you. Right. And so we have to remember, everything that's served up at them tables ain't something I'm willing to eat, like you said.
And we get to choose. We get to choose our tables.
And you get to choose your table. I don't want to sit by the door of the kitchen. I don't want to sit by the bathroom. I don't want to sit right here in the doorway with the cold air blowing on me when everybody coming in out of the door.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you look at things, you have to say, okay, I didn't realize I filled out the application for the mama job in your life. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I didn't realize that was the table I was sitting at to fill out that. And you clearly played that part, right? Because where you were sitting in a loving environment. The table you had set for us, I want to be loving. I want to be kind. I want to be supportive. That's the table you set. He rolled right up to it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He rolled right up to that table and said, hey, I like what you serving. Right. and you
Not
were taking
realizing that it was all fun and games.
Yeah,
Right.
right,
that's why I don't
Right.
put my good china out on the table for everybody.
But you know what? I just kind of feel like I definitely agree with what you're saying, Gina. But I kind of looked at it like, who am I to judge? You get what I'm saying? It's
right,
not for me to judge you in your situation. If I can't love you the way you are, then I need to leave you alone. So with
right,
me dealing with you for almost 2 years, it's like, so this is the thanks I get. Like this is the things I get. Like people really like they like, yo, you can have anybody you want. You choose a dude in a wheelchair, and the dude in the wheelchair didn't even appreciate you. The
right.
dude in
But
the
see, they,
wheelchair didn't appreciate you.
but because, and you have to realize, again, what you were offering, like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. This
Mm-hmm.
is what's on the menu: loving, kindness, honesty. I'll take you as you are. These are the things that was on your menu. He
Mm-hmm.
rolled up through your drive-through, and you said, "How may I serve you?" Right? He said, "I like a number two with a biscuit and a pepper." And you would say, "Coming right up." So what you were offering, what you were serving, he was buying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you rolled up to his restaurant, you got mess, confusion, and foolishness. And you thought to yourself, "Wait a minute, I thought it was a mute." No, we not here. That's not the restaurant. That's not the restaurant you got.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to realize who's eating at your table and who's serving you. You are in the serving position, not the guest position. He was a guest. You were a server. You were
Right.
doing proper service work. That's the table you were serving. And
Mm.
so we have to remember you have the option to push yourself back from that table and say, "Excuse me, I refuse to give service to the man with no in the wheelchair." You could have said that, no shoes, no shirt, can't walk, no service. Then you
Got
could
no
have said
shoes,
that.
no shirt, no service if you ain't got no shoes, no shirt on. No,
Right, right. You
no
got the
ski
right,
mask.
right. I'm sorry, we do not serve the handicap here. Yes, you could have
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
sorry,
you
that's
know
too
what
much.
though? That's a learning lesson. Like I promise you never again.
Right.
I-
You
and
Never
I
don't
think
serve
again.
that
I ain't gonna lie
clientele.
to you. I
and I
You
never
think
again.
and I
and that's
think
what you
most
do.
That's
I
the
think
like
most
go
oh go
ahead.
ahead. Oh
No,
well,
you
I was just I think most importantly, uh this is stuff we've talked about before on previous calls, is that we bring baggage, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And for a man, we sometimes don't even know what childhood detriments we bring it into,
A
you know what I'm
thousand
saying,
percent.
this situation.
A
So
thousand percent.
it also sounds like, and I think me and Isha talked about it before, you got two different types of people in this world. You got givers, you got
And you gotta
takers.
take this.
And,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds like brother, no disrespect to the brother, but it sounds like he was looking for a piece of you,
Giver.
a piece of this one, a piece of this one, and that's what men sometimes do when they're confused. They just look for pieces of, and you can't get everything you want in one person, so then you go off and get a couple of Happy Meals, a couple of Big Macs, and then you could just take a nibble off of everyone. I'm just being
But
real
the
with it.
thing about it is when you do that in his position, what are you nibbling off of? Because you can't do anything. So you want a piece of everything, but you can't offer nothing. You can't offer anything physically. Financially, you got a little bit of money. So genuinely, it wasn't about your money with me. But you want the girls that's gonna boost your ego, that's gonna make you feel like you this big and you can walk and you can't do nothing. So
Yeah.
it's like it's like it just, I feel like sometimes I feel like I was played because I watch you play people, but I wasn't watching you play me.
Mm.
Can I
Oh,
can I can I ask you a question, beloved?
Go ahead.
What were you getting when you were serving? When you were serving him, what were you getting from the service?
I was getting lies. I was getting
No, 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 no. I'm saying
no.
before
I'm
you
really
realize you,
like when you ask that, it's like I wasn't getting anything from a positive aspect. Like he wasn't just a horrible person. He has good things about him, right? And so a lot
okay,
of times we look at the good more than the bad. Well, he put me through this, but he did this. But I have to look at the balance. The bad kind of really outweighed the good. I just
that's
kept
not what
looking
that's not what I'm asking.
at
I'm
okay.
asking, what did
I
you
wasn't
get?
getting nothing.
You had to get something if you stayed for 2 years.
No, my feelings was invested. Like that's what I said. I guess it was what I was seeing. I was seeing. I
Okay,
was
what were
seeing
you
I
what were you
wanted to see.
seeing?
I was
What were
seeing
you
a loving person. I was seeing, I was seeing humor. I was seeing what I had my eyes closed. Shit, at this point, I wasn't seeing right.
No, I mean, I completely
I
understand.
mean, I can't because it's like you
Right.
asking me what I'm seeing, and as I'm talking to you, I'm like, well, we've had good days, we've had great laughs. We did things together. We went bowling. We played basketball. I mean, everything he does is in a chair, but it's like he played basketball with me, you know. But for the most part, like I was telling Isha, it would be times where I had moments where I would think to myself, and it's like, can I really be with somebody like him for the rest of my life? Because you can't really protect me. I'm protecting us. You're not protecting us. When we go out, how are you gonna protect me if somebody try to rob us? You're in a chair. You can't get up. You can't use your hands without your wheels. So it's like, what can you really do to protect me? How can you protect me? And why am I so aggressive? But and that's his words. It's like you're aggressive, but it's like I'm doing everything, literally. When you wet the bed, I gotta change the bed. Like I deal with this. You understand? And it's not to put you on the spot. It's like you didn't appreciate the fact that I accepted you as you were, and I loved you as you were.
I,
Sounds like you saw a representative.
I felt
that's
like
what I
I
was
met the
about to say.
representative. I
Right,
did, and then the true you came out later, and then my
right.
dumb self went back.
And I think that's what I was asking when I said, what were you getting? Because as a person who serves, I'm a server, right? As a person you serve, when you're in a relationship, you've got to figure out who's feeding you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you eat? What are you eating? What were you getting when you bathed him? Okay, we're gonna get down to the real fundamentals. When you were bathing him, did
Well,
you
this
feel
is the thing. The only time I had to bathe him, I'm gonna be honest, because he does everything on his own. He broke his leg. How does a paraplegic break his leg? He was rushing, getting in a chair one day. His left leg got caught in the wheel, and his body fell to the right side, so he cracked his femur. At this point, now he's really confined to the bed for about 4 months. So now at this point, I gotta bathe him. I'm helping even more. And it's like everything that I'm doing, I feel like in the end it went unnoticed because you still manage to entertain females that you met on Instagram or when you went out to go to the chicken spot. You meeting these females and you're a handsome face, but they don't really know the real you. And then you find yourself cheating and you find yourself doing all of this stuff. And these girls is getting involved in a situation that you haven't even finished dealing with. You got a whole girlfriend.
and I think you have to figure out, each one of us has to figure out, what was I getting? What
Yeah.
did I feel good when I was serving? Did I feel good when he was in that place and I was helping him do the day-to-day things that we do? Because you can't, at this point, you can't blame him,
Right.
right? You can't blame him
I can only
because
blame myself.
I don't, RG. So here's the
yeah,
thing, and I see where you're going when you're saying, what were you getting specifically? Sometimes when you're in relationships, and this is just my experience, you do stuff and you make certain commitments for the good of the relationship. It's not that I'm getting something back in return. Like, it's not that it make me feel good that I'm helping you in and out your chair. It's not that I get some kind of warm fuzzy feeling because you need me to
It's like
go
as your
outside
partner,
to
I feel
get it
like
out
I
the car.
have to.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing it for the good of the relationship. And so when you get to the end of a relationship and somebody says, yo, your commitment to this relationship
It
wasn't
don't mean
enough,
nothing.
it's like, what? Like
right.
I wasn't getting nothing from you specifically. Like I wasn't getting a fulfillment. I wasn't getting satisfaction. I wasn't getting the things that you typically get from serving in relationships. I did it because I was committed to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then you just like, I'm out. it ain't enough.
You give me the bare minimum. They
Yeah,
don't
like
give you nothing. You don't even know
it's
them.
like a slap in the face. But
Right.
real
And I
quick,
think
oh, go ahead.
I was saying, but I think to both of those points, you still got to take care of you. Now it's time for you to fill your cup so that you won't ever be put in that position again with a man in a chair, out the chair, under the chair, on top of the chair. You have to realize, what was I getting? I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm
No, no,
sorry.
that was funny though. I like that. I like that.
And I was like,
And so what I'm saying is, you gotta, because here's the thing, you'll date the same guy, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Whatever drew you to him, that maternal thing, that thing that makes you want to, like he said, do the things that need to be done, wash his hair, do whatever that is, that has you taking care of somebody, you'll get the same guy. He's going to be the same guy. He just come in a different package. And
Mhm.
so that's what I was asking. What were you getting so that you can say, you know what, that energy that draw you to me, I'm not calling that energy anymore. I need to find out, what was I needing? What did I want? What did I get out of that relationship, or I didn't get out of it? And why do I keep getting the same guy? Because if you look back over all the guys you loved, have you dated the same guy?
I feel like I've dated the same guy, just a different shell.
That's my point. And
Yeah,
he came in,
but
and
you
now
know
you
what?
realize they show no.
I'm
Yeah, they
not
come.
disagreeing with you. That's it's because at this point I have a type. And
Yes,
my
yes.
type ain't right. My type ain't right. That's just what it is. I have a type and my type ain't right. You
It ain't right for
understand?
who you are now. Right.
Is I just feel like, the love that I have, I'm not perfect. You understand? But when it comes to loyalty, when it comes to loving, like I am very territorial. I love my friends, my mate. Like I love hard because the thing is, I don't want anybody to try to ever take advantage of you. So I think in this case, I approached him. But when I approached him, I didn't see the chair. Why I didn't see the chair? Because I grew up in a household where disability was normal. My grandparents were deaf. And then my cousin was born with a cleft leg, which in the end ended up getting it amputated when he was 5. So that was normal to me, having a disability. So when I seen him, I didn't see someone that couldn't walk. I seen a handsome face, like, oh, he cute. Okay, I don't care if he in the chair type situation. But in the end, it's like you're for what I seen, like you said, the representative was the bomb. But the actual person is not humble, is very arrogant, is cocky, and you're a liar. Not only are you a liar, but you're a narcissist. You don't take accountability. You say hurtful stuff. We ain't gonna get to the part where he shot at my car. I told you I was a dummy. I went back. Right. That part.
yeah. So real quick, I want to jump in the comments.
That part.
Yeah, we got to get back to that because I think
Yeah.
just even speaking to that particular situation kind of shows like that pathology I think that Regina's talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's just we often gravitate to the same type of person, just or the same representative, right? Because that's really what it is, the same representative, and we end up unfortunately in the same circumstance, in the same situation. So
But wait,
go
Brian
ahead.
said something that was actually right, Ish. A lot of this is childhood trauma. And that's another part of the reason why I stayed, because it's like I understood his trauma, right? Because I knew that I came with my own trauma. And my trauma was my dad got killed when I was a baby. So I didn't have a father. And so growing up, I wasn't looking for daddy figures, but I loved differently because I know what it felt like to not have. You understand? So my love was more unconditional because it's like I didn't have a father, I just had a mother. But in his case, his grandmother and his aunts raised him. And so it's like his love was different too. And so here I am trying to love somebody that never truly understood the proper love. And now you're an adult, and now your mom is back in the picture, and you're fighting. The little boy that you were is fighting as a grown man to get that love from your mother that you never got. And here I am, the girlfriend, and I'm trying to understand why you're not understanding that you have trauma, and it's like you is this little boy that I'm battling the little boy versus the man, and it's like I want the man to understand me, but I keep having to deal with this little boy.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So a lot, it has a lot to do with that as well.
When you said it, Shauna, made me think of this meme. I think I might have sent it around, but it was an AI photo of little boy Michael Jackson holding a mask of like white face, curly hair, plastic surgery, whatever Michael Jackson. And the whole point was, what you're really engaging with is the little boy with the childhood trauma who didn't love himself behind this mask of this 50-year-old man who, has gotten 25 plastic surgeries and you can't even identify him. So that's kind of to your point, the same thing. So Brenda in the comments, hey Brenda, how are you? I'm glad you can be on with us tonight. She said, what do you bring to the table? Love, respect, passion, honesty, and security. If you are not happy with yourself, nothing will make you happy, period. You can't give love and expect it in return. He was not happy with his own situation, so it was hard for him to accept you.
Yep, that's
That's deep.
that's that's
Yeah.
so true. And I want to share this real quick, because Isha and I had we had a business call earlier in the week, and then as we were kind of talking about this, I was like, man, we're talking about relationships in the series, but you really touched base on what I told Ish earlier. Well, I think it was yesterday or Sunday. A lot of times we don't realize that we all, and myself included, we all have childhood issues and dramas or traumas that were never, ever, ever, ever
Go.
discussed. We never dealt with them. Some of us don't even know, you know? So we all come from something. And when we're talking about unintentionally, some of it's unintentional, and then some people, like Mr. Man, it was intentional because of that. So how can we have relationships when we haven't dealt with the trauma? That's why it's good to have conversations as far as what do you expect, what do you like. And then one thing that you brought up that I really gravitated towards is you said you have a type. And I had to learn through my traumas, I learned that I had a type of a person as well. But then as I talk to some of my brothers, we have to, as men, and maybe it's the same for women, but we have to stop looking for what we want and focus on what we need.
Need.
Right.
What we need. So getting that help, I'll be the first to acknowledge I didn't even know half the things that actually happened. I never reconciled it, mommy issues or, just attracting people that were because I was looking for love that I never received from my mom, you know. And once I started to understand that, that's when I took a stand and said, you know what, I need to go because I never wanted to go to therapy and never thought I needed therapy. But then
Right.
at some point in time, I took a stand and I said, you know what, I need to get and deal with these things because if not, I'm gonna keep repeating my past. I'm gonna keep getting these
Same
people that I'm,
results.
yeah, I'm gonna
Same
keep getting
results,
that.
different people.
Exactly. So I think those are just very key, and it's a sensitive subject, and I appreciate you sharing that. It's a very sensitive subject because it brings out traumas, and then before you know it, we found ourselves like, wow, so I commend you. I just want to say thank you for sharing, the depths of it. And those are the things really that need to be discussed in relationships. Hey, what's your background? What kind of issues and flaws did you have? What are the things? How do you deal with all of these different
And see,
conflicts?
the
How do you
thing
deal with
is,
abuse?
a lot of men, no disrespect, but a lot of men, they're not going to have that type of conversation because it's going to run them off. It's going to run us off. I remember this guy tried to talk to me, right? Spiritually, I know who he is. So I tell him, I say, you an alcoholic. And he said, how you know that? He was like I wasn't drinking today. I said, because you look like one. I was like, and I don't deal with people that drink. He was like, but I don't drink that much. I said, you're an excessive drinker. I said, it shows all over your face. And it's sad because he wasn't drunk, but I just seen it. It just was something that I seen. So he was like, so that mean I can't take you out? I said, we can't go out ever. Like, it's like I have boundaries, and that is my boundary, because I feel like a man that drinks excessively, he has traumas. And it's like at any moment he can flip. And when people drink, they flip. I don't want to be your punching bag. You're not going to flip on me. You're not going to kill me because you're drunk and then wake up and be like, oh, well, I didn't know. I'm good. You drinking too much. I'm good. Somebody don't like it, but not me. So I have my boundaries. You understand? It's just with this situation, I don't feel like I stuck with my boundaries because this was something new. So because it was something new, like you said, we all have traumas. My trauma is, to me, it was nothing major. Like, yeah, I have trauma as far as like growing up in a single household. Mom is dominant because she has to be mom and dad. So, she's a bit aggressive, but I don't take that out on everybody. I love differently because I never had a father. So my bad thing, what I wouldn't consider bad, but the only thing that I would say, well, my downfall is I love hard. Like when I like you, I love you. And I want you to know that I love you. I don't want you to get it confused. I don't want you to ever feel like, does she? No, I want you to see. So I'm going to show you. And I'm going to provide and I'm going to protect. But at any moment, if I feel like you're violating or you're crossing me, I might give you the same thing. I'm going to give you what you give me at any moment, but I'm still going to love you.
And people who are users, because we in the same boat, people who are users, they are attracted to that. That loyalty, because they know you're going to go all the way around the block with them twice.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that I taught when I taught a relationship class was, and it was one of the things that I had to do for myself. I did it first. So the three of the four men that you ever loved the hardest, get you a piece of paper, put a line down on each paper. Put, James, Bill, Paul, and Tyrone, right? On the front of that paper, write the good stuff. Everything that was good about James and Paul and Frank and Tyrone, right? Everything that was good about them. Flip that paper over, same thing. Everything that was bad about them. Then get you a highlighter and start highlighting all the things that are the same. All of them were kind. All of them were funny. All of them were loving. All of them were, and you'll start seeing your type, right? I like a funny guy, a kind guy, a giving guy, a spiritual guy, because all of them have that. But you flip that same piece of paper over and you'll see what kind of bad. I like a guy who's a narcissist. All of them were narcissists. All of them were mean.
They all are narcissists. Like I'm listening, I'm like, they all lied.
Yeah, right.
They all cheated. I'm like,
that's the guy you bring. So then you change your energy. You realize, okay, this was, like he said, my type, a representative that you ordered up every time. And you start calling on the guy who you want. He's kind, he's loving, he's hot. Right. And you start saying, you don't talk about the wheelchair dude no more. Because see, the energy that you send out, they don't know whether it's good or bad. You say, I can't wait to meet, the next, he's going to be so kind and loving and honest and patient and this and that. And you start calling for that dude.
Speak on what you want. You don't speak
on that, right. And because when you start seeing, oh, no. See, I know what a narcissist is. I know what a this is that. I know what a liar is. I know because you done dated 4 of them. You done fell in love with 4 of them. So you know the pattern. You know it when you see it. You be like, no, not him. Can't be. And so when I did that, I had my archetype of the guy who was for me.
Right.
Now, trust and believe, it was nothing like I had been getting before. Right. And do that for you. It's the best exercise I've ever taught, and it's one of the best exercises I've ever done for myself.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then if you do the same and self-assess about yourself, you'll see that narcissists are all attracted to the same characteristics.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You can
then they'll tell you, I love that about you.
Yep. Yep. You'll see the things that they love the most. This one, and this one was a narcissist. They love the fact that I was forgiving.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
This one is a liar. This one was a liar. This one was a liar. And they all like the fact that I was trusting. Right. So then you can really see the qualities that that type of man was attracted to.
Right.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. And here's another one. This is what'll get you. This one, and this one all love the fact that I was smart, but that was my punishment, that I was smart. And see, everybody looking, think about it.
Yeah.
When you have a smart girl, the dudes like you're as a smart girl, but then the treachery that they get you because you think you're so smart.
That's the one thing they hate, and that's the first
They
thing they say. And that's the first thing they say. Oh, you think you're smart?
No, I don't think I'm smart. I know I'm smart. You got a problem with it because I know I'm smart.
Right.
And so when you're an intelligent person, they're gonna be like, man, my girl's smart. She own it. They'll be quick to say that.
Yeah.
But
he bragged real quick. He bragged real quick. But the same mouth that you be bragging at is the same mouth that you sit there and you talk. You know, it's just be weird. But
right. And so and you got to figure out what's your poison. And I think when we talk about what you bring to the table in a relationship, it goes back to the fact that I am not a Piggly Wiggly shopping kind of girl. I don't do the Piggly Wiggly. I am a Publix, a Whole Food, farmer's market kind of girl, right?
Right.
So why would I date a dude who do Piggly Wiggly? You see what I'm saying? I don't shop there. Stop shopping at places that you don't want to buy.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Don't shop there. Start shopping at places, and you'll start meeting people that are like what you like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if B Stark likes sweets, he's a sweet person. He loves a good cake. Where would the best place for him to meet a girl at? A bakery?
He love a good cake. He love a good cake.
He looked like he liked something sweet. Right.
Well, I'll just let y'all speak. I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
So wait, real quick.
Right.
So you don't get fined.
So you don't get fined.
RG, I want to recognize another sister who just jumped in the panel. Sister Danny K. I don't know if she want to unmute, say hey, introduce herself. But I think her lending her expertise to this conversation is critical. So I'm not sure if she can hear me, if she's online or not. But you can jump in whenever you're ready.
Wow, what a wonderful introduction. I don't know about expertise. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Denny K, and I am just observing and listening, Queen.
Okay. All right. At any time, if you want to jump in and just share and jump in the conversation, you're more than welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Look, since you done volunteered me and put me on the spot,
I put you on the spot, right?
Accordingly. Yes, ma'am. But I will say this, that for the two sisters that are speaking, I hear your heart, and I understand where you are coming out of a relationship myself that was 16 years, and that was marriage. And discovering that things weren't the same when you went in as you are coming out. So I resonate with what you're saying. So I was just really listening to your heart. I don't really have anything to add because it sounds like you are on the journey of healing your own traumas and finding out what you want in the next person. And I think that what the other sister said about surrounding yourself and putting yourself in places where like-minded people are, but just being open to the experience and the road that you're walking down, because as you find out what you don't like in something else, I think it opens you up to being more selective about what you want and hearing. I think that's why God gave us two ears and one mouth, right? That we should listen twice as well. And so I think that as you are vetting people and experiencing new people, you'll have this unique and wonderful filter to help you get what you want. And I know you can get it, and I know you will get it, and so that's really all that I had to add. And keep going, sister. Other sister that's saying all the wonderful things and had the relationship class. I'm sorry I don't have anybody's names, but yeah, y'all.
You
That's it for
good.
now.
You good. Thank you so much. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Yeah,
Appreciate
keep healing, sister. I do believe that a healed heart will open you up to what God or the universe or what the person that you believe in, your authority, has for you. Because what he has or she has for you is just for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't give up.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Thank
you.
you.
Well said. Well said.
Hmm.
Man, it's such a blessing to have people around you that can speak to your life and pour into your life. And, I really appreciate your transparency tonight, Ice. One of the things that Brian and I even talked about when we talked about just approaching this topic, initially I said we need to do it as a series, 2 parts, right? So the first question, when you're single and you are asked that question, there are just some initial things that just pop into your mind, right? You thinking about, I'm educated, my finances, I come bring my own house, bring my own, everything. And so I said, we need to address that tonight. And then on the next one, on part 2 of this series, we really need to dig into the emotional aspect of what we bring to the table. It's very easy for us to look at our partners and say, yo, these are the issues. It's much, much harder to self-assess and say, this is what I bring. This is the type of emotional trauma and things that I bring. Ice is different because that's one thing that I've always loved about her is she's always self-assessed accurately. You know what I'm saying? In my experience, she's always been one that's like, yo, this is who I am. These are my flaws. And these are the things that I do really, really well. Even when she was younger, it's a little bit of an age gap. I ain't gonna tell it because then y'all.
It's
but,
cool. It's cool. It's
but
cool. I'm
I'm
okay
just
with
saying,
it.
it's
I'm
like
okay with it.
it's
I'm
like
okay with it.
she right
I
here,
went
and
from 14 to 39. I'll be 40 in June.
yeah, so it's a little bit of age gap between us. So she's like my little sister, but she's always been able to do that really, really well. And so I honor you for that. And I just want to call that thing out. That's again just not something that most of us are able to do. Some of us have to experience.
I will say this, you guys, right? I don't never want to, like, from the outside looking in, I never want people to hear my story and feel pity for me. You get what I'm saying? I don't want a pity party because the reality is I made a decision. I chose to continue to deal even after the first red flag, the second red flag, the third red flag. It was about 20 red flags. And I was just like, nah, the flag is purple. No, it's green today. And it's been red the whole time. I'm just changing the color because I'm expecting change. I'm expecting progress. Because realistically, I'm like, ain't no goddamn way this dude can't walk and he not humble. Ain't no damn way this dude can't walk and he really want the attention from all these girls. And I told him, I'm not here to bullshit ego. And we're in a relationship. It's not my job to stroke your ego. It's my job to build, help you keep your confidence, babe. You look good today. But as far as like stroking your ego for the next female, and no, I'm just focused on us. And if we focus on loving each other, we focusing on each other. You ain't gotta stroke my ego. I know I look good. I remember at one point he was like, you insecure. I said, I'm a very secure woman. I said, now I'm insecure within this relationship. You make me insecure in this relationship, but I'm secure within myself. I know I'm beautiful, smart. I get money. Ain't nothing insecure about me. But when it comes to you, you entertain females that do nothing for you. And you diss the one that do everything for you. That makes me insecure because I'm not understanding why you don't see everything that I do versus them smiling in your face and you just buying them something to eat and y'all all googly eyes because it's something new. when realistically you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing physically. So it's like, what's wrong? And then he'll be like, oh, you delusional. No, delusional is when I'm throwing it back and you act like you could feel it. That's delusional. And I'm not even trying to be funny. That's delusional. You understand? I'm not delusional. I know the reality. I know that I love you. I know that you can't
That's
walk.
hard.
But that's the truth. Because when somebody insults you like this, and then you looking at them, and I be wondering, like, I gotta be dumb. I gotta be dumb now. Because it's like you say all of this stuff to me, and I'm sitting here like, but I still love you. And I'm like, I know it's your pain. It's the pain and it's I don't deserve the verbal abuse, because that's what you're verbally abusing me, and I don't deserve it. But see, what happens is God put you in people's lives for a reason. And see, God, and I told him this one time. I said, you don't get why God put me in your life. He said, well, tell me. And I said, I can't. It's not up to me to tell you why he put me here, because I work for this man. So I have to just show you through certain things that I do. And if you don't see it, that means you're not ready to receive what God has for you. Mm-hmm. And so God removed me from that situation, because God said, listen, you're not going to keep trying to damage my prized possession that I sent for you. I sent you my prized possession and you're trying to damage her. No, give her back. Give her back. Thank you. So now it's like I told him, it's like a death. I'm grieving. Mm-hmm. And and it's a process, because if you genuinely love someone, you can't unlove them overnight. So it's a process. But in this process, I'm glad, because see, the thing is, you taught me. God removed me because I wasn't going to remove myself. And that's really what it was. God removed me. And when he removed me, the doors were open. And I swear, y'all, if I could tell y'all what my last 2 weeks was like, y'all be like, oh, he was the burden. He literally was hindering me from growing, because everything was focused on him. So I had to stop focusing on him and focusing on me. So
go ahead.
I'm not broken. I'm not broken. Just a little, damaged a little, but not broken.
Right. But on the process, but you're in the process of inner healing. And that's one of the things that I wondered about. Did you ask yourself, what made it okay for me to accept this type of behavior, even for the 2 years that you was in the relationship?
You didn't know love. So because you didn't know love, I can handle what you give me, because you don't know real love. So even though you giving me that, I'm going to still love you back. And then maybe one day it's going to dawn on you like she really, but see, now the one day that it's going to dawn on you is the day that she's gone. It can't dawn no more, because you can't call me and say, hey, I'm sorry. Because genuinely, but spiritually, God says you forgive. I forgive you, but that don't mean I got to deal with you. Mm-hmm. That don't mean I got to accept your apology, but I forgive you because I forgive you for me. I don't forgive you for you. I forgive you because I got to be able to go. I got to be able to grow. I got to be able to love again. So I got to forgive that you didn't know true love. And the true love was me. It was the person that genuinely accepted you for you. When I seen your microwave was rotten, I replaced the microwave. When I seen that you needed the shower rod, I fixed the shower rod. When you had your party, I catered your event. I literally cooked and sweat and did everything. From the making the egg rolls to the fried chicken, I did all of this. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I've extended myself and showed you what true love was, and you were just selfish. And I can't blame that you wasn't ready, because God don't keep sending you good people.
Let that sit and marinate.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
In your road to forgiveness, right?
Yes.
And you said you forgave him for you, right?
Yes.
Did you forgive you for you? What have you done to heal you? What have you done to fill your cup up? Because E and I always talk about who's drinking from your cup. Same scenario as who's sitting at your table. When you got a cup and you're supposed to love from the overflow, right?
Right.
And what's in the cup is for you. When she said what God has for you is for you, right? That's what's in the cup. And so, what is overflowing in your cup? What kind of healing is manifested from this kind of hurt or this kind of betrayal or this kind of however you want to put it?
You're
What
forced to
things,
heal yourself.
right? And what things have blossomed in you that you haven't seen? What you go, you know what? I never knew that about myself, that I, on a positive note and maybe a negative note, what have you found out about yourself that you didn't know before you started this journey with
It's
this
not
person?
what I found. Well, what I found out about myself is what I always knew. I invested too much time into other people and not myself. So when this relationship ended, I then said, you know what? I need a distraction. And the distraction was really something that I supposed to had focused on within myself. So I started focusing more on my music. And with that, I had one show. I thought it was a showcase, that it was just like an all-female showcase, not even knowing it was a competition. I go to sleep after the competition, come home, go to sleep, wake up, I won. And I'm like, I didn't even know I was competing. And it was like 30 something people. So I'm like, wow. So then that was Friday. Then Sunday, I had another competition. I won. And that lead to a show that I have April 7th where I can win 2 grand. So it's like, and then I had a podcast interview 2 days ago. Every day since we have broken up completely, doors has been opening. And I said, you know what? I've been neglecting me because I've been so focused on you that I stopped worrying about me.
Mm.
And once I stopped worrying about you, is when God said, well, this is what I needed you to worry about in the beginning. And this is why I needed it to be the way that it is.
Okay.
So,
So you,
as far as forgiving myself, I forgave myself, but I was upset at myself because again, I seen the red flags. So it's like I kept trying to give you a chance, a chance, a chance, a chance. And it's like, you see the signs, it's not going to change. But I kept saying, nah, it's going to change. And it kept changing for the worse. So I forgive myself for continuously allowing me to expect you to change. When you just changing to get worse, you're not changing to get better.
was it this also, Queen? Because I feel this in my spirit when you're talking. Do you have what I have, which is you love for a living? So if the answer is yes, sometimes when you love for a living, you will love someone to their detriment, but you're trying to convert them because you feel like your love can heal them. Your love can convert them. Your love can move mountains because it's maybe a
I swear I
God-given
said
love.
that to my friend the other day. I love so hard. It's like, why don't you see that I love you? You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? Without even saying it, it's
Yes.
just like, why
Yeah.
don't you get that I genuinely love you? And then, at one point he was like,
Yeah.
you're like, you suffocating me. You don't let me breathe. You always popping up at the house. And it's like, you don't get it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to protect you. He's like, oh, my friends don't come around no more because of you. No, they were using you. God
Yeah.
put me in your life for a reason. Why don't you see why I'm here? It's
But
like,
what I
hello, I'm here. It was
right. Right. But what I have found with that, which is so wonderful, and it's a wonderful gift, if that person is not used to love like that, they will refute it and do all the things that he has done, abusing
that.
it, because it's like a mink coat. If you ain't used to wearing a mink coat and you always
Mhm.
been wearing a coat, a Walmart coat, it's never going to feel right. So when it doesn't feel right, say that coat is itchy, you gonna wear it because someone gave it to you, but then as it gets
Mhm.
itchy, you'll start being uncomfortable, and then finally you'll take it off. But you know
Right.
that it has value, so you'll put it back on and you'll try to wear it. And so it sounds like that's what was happening. Even though you were trying to show him love and show him that love that would heal the little boy that was in him, that he just couldn't take it anymore. And so
Mhm.
literally start tearing it up in your face, the
Mhm.
value of that.
Ooh,
And some men just can't take that type of love,
You're
and
right.
it's not your fault,
mhm.
it's his. And I have a saying where I would say, grow up for God's sakes, but literally grow up. If his little boy is stuck at 5 and 6 and 7 where he didn't get love, it is nothing
It's
you could
not
have
going to ever go.
possibly done
Mhm.
to heal him. And so what you do, since that is your occupation, I just tell myself, okay, well then let me give it to someone that can
Let me give
accept
it
it.
to somebody else that you think can love better.
That's
let,
right.
let them
That's
deal with
right.
that. Yeah.
That's right. And just know that that love that you gave is probably going to keep him warm on some lonely nights, but he just won't be able to have it every single day. And just be confident in that, though. He just wasn't the right person to get that love coat that you were surrounding him with. So, yeah.
I'm out the right. I like that title, Love Coat. That's gonna be
Yeah,
the next one.
love coat,
He thought
baby. Okay.
he thought he had a squirrel, but he really had a mink.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That part,
because
that part.
honey,
Yeah,
people can't tell the difference between a
yeah,
squirrel and a chinchilla.
girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You gotta
That's
say
right.
it.
I,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say to piggyback on what Denny, to add what she said is one thing that when I went through my worst, and I lost myself, and it sounds like Ice, you lost yourself because
Mm-hmm.
you gave, but nothing was filling your cup, as G mentioned. But one of the things that I realize, and Isha and I talk about it all the time, when we dealing with people that are narcissistic, we tend to become toxic because we're all in that thing,
Mm-hmm.
but we lose our self-worth. And one thing that, even Denny and I, we've spoken about this throughout years, is that I had to realize my worth. B Starks, who is B Starks? I'm a loving person. I'm a person that's going to always help people. I'm always trying to help people, and then it was brought to my attention, brother, you got the cape on. That's why you keep attracting the same type of woman, because you got the cape on. So now I have developed this years and years of therapy and just self worth. I had to understand what my worth is.
Mm-hmm.
So people say, hey, you just Superman? Nope, I am not. Clark Kent is gone. Ain't no cape on this. I'm Iron Man. I put on the suit of armor now. I
Right,
put on that suit.
right,
So I
right.
put on that suit of armor because I understand my worth now as a man. And I can't speak to all the brothers, but I can speak to certain things that I've watched other men deal with and dish out. And all of us have that self worth. That brother didn't have no self worth. Sound like he was insecure. So he needed his ego stroke because he was insecure, because of maybe he didn't deal
Because of
with
his
his
condition.
past traumas, right? Because of his
Right.
condition, you know. So, as we forgive those people, now you get to the next phase of it, because now as you're healing and you come out of that healing and you've grieved that, now you got to come to the next part. The next part is he finna call you back. He gonna keep on trying to get you back, and then again, that's where you get into and transition into, I'm not gonna entertain this. I
It's
had
so
to do
funny you
this.
said that because
I
every
I
Isha said, look, Isha said it earlier. They was like, I'm talking about all of my sister girls. They like, he gonna call back, and I'm like, sis, my mental, like, see, I'm one of those people. You give me time to get over you, and I swear to God, I will treat you like you never existed. Because the last thing that you ever gonna do is hurt my heart. Because I love so hard. That is like, I refuse to allow you to play with me like you did. You'll never get the opportunity to play with me like that again. As many times as I took you back, you ain't gonna get them chances over and over. Once I completely, if I tried and you kept on, the last straw was the girl at your house that I caught you at the chicken spot with 3 days before, that you just met a week before. Then she spend the night at the crib and you doing all kind of crazy stuff. We live in Atlanta. What are you doing? There's no morals or self-respect. And I just had this conversation. I don't just meet people and just be kissing you, and I ain't swabbing. I ain't doing none of that. I'm real conscious when it comes to that's just too personal for me. So the fact that you don't got no type of self-respect, like, yeah, okay. So I know they say he gonna call, but guess what? I don't know who he gonna talk to.
I was looking for a quote because I posted it last week, but it kind of speaks to what you're saying, and it says, "A good woman will try with you until the very last drop of her
Mhm.
love dies, all along hoping that you change. She loves hard, so her feelings die slow, But once she stopped loving you, you will never get that back.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if all women have it,
They
but
don't.
when we finish,
That's
I can
it.
speak for me. Let me speak for
That's
me.
it.
When I'm finished, I am finished. Like,
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
It's
Like,
done.
I won't even show up to your funeral. Like, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do they say? I won't spit on you if you on fire.
You on fire. I promise you.
Real.
You better hope I ain't got gasoline next to me. I might just make it.
Right.
I might make an explosion. You know, I just might remember everything at that moment and be like,
For real. Depending on how the
let me
situation
give you a little
is.
bit more.
For real.
Yeah, no, but I'm serious. It's like, because I take it personal, because like I said, I love differently. You know, I'll do anything for anybody, anything for anybody. So it's like, when you don't see it, you get what I mean? When you don't respect it, is a problem. Like, if you could sit here and you can do stuff that embarrasses me and have people looking like, damn, she with him. Like, it's supposed to be like, dag, like, they so cute. Like, oh, she, you know, like, confidently. I'm talking about, I used to ride with him on the chair in the supermarket, y'all. Like, it be stuff like that. Like, I was never embarrassed or ashamed. It was like, that's my boo. Like, so what? You see me, you see him. Now it's like, nigga, you embarrassing. Like, you disgust me. Like, just, and then you deal with these young girls that ain't got nothing going. You don't deal with nobody that look better than me, that's doing better than me. You dealing with these little dusty little girls. Like, you showing me who you are.
Always
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Just the thought of it is just like,
yeah. And
But
some people,
but you want to think about it. You want to purge it, because it's got to go somewhere.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you got to say out loud, you dating chicken heads. You know what I'm saying? And you got to call them dusty.
They dusty.
Yeah. And so you got to say it, and you got to get it out, and then you move on. And you move on, and you do it with a circle of people that understand your cross-eyed and your crazy, right? You do it with with people that can hear your heart and let you get it out and go, are you finished?
Yeah.
Now how are we gonna heal?
Right.
Because if you don't, that stays inside, and that's toxic.
Yeah.
You know, like when the old people say, cough that coal up.
Yeah.
You know, and so you got to get it out. You got to write it out. You got to sing it out. You got to cuss it out. You got to cook it out. You got to do whatever you got to do to purge that out of you.
Yeah, and I think first, again, just to backtrack a little, it starts with really self-assessing what is it that is wrong. Because just like I said earlier, at some point it became okay for me to accept a dusty dude.
Mm-hmm.
At some point it became okay for me to accept a liar.
Right.
At some point it became okay for me to accept a cheater. So what was that thing that made it okay for me to accept all of these toxic behaviors?
Right.
My new normal.
Right.
Yeah. And there is no way that you can be healed on the inside and moved into another loving, healthy, productive relationship without assessing what is that thing that made me accept these really
everything that I accepted. Right.
And listen, and you can't move from that space until you figure out what that thing is. Because like I said earlier, it's so easy to identify all of the things that's wrong with them. When it comes to me, and I had a really toxic friendship, I had a really toxic business partner that I just had to deal with not too long ago. And I had to sit down and like ask myself, like, what made it okay for me to accept this person knowing they was scandalous, knowing they wasn't going to do the right thing, knowing he was shaky. Like, what made it okay?
We wanted to see the good in them. That's the thing. It's like we want so much to see the good in people that we dismiss the bad. And then the bad gets worse. And then that's when we want to see the bad, not the worse. So we're like, oh, it's not that bad. But then the worst get worser. And it's like, okay, now it's getting a bit beyond. You get what I'm saying? We just constantly looking at the good because we're the good. So
Yeah.
we're expecting us from people because we meet the representative.
Yeah. So we're seeing ourselves, the things that is good, we're seeing ourselves in them. And we spoke about this a couple lives back when I said, for me, that's the problem, the fact that I'm a visionary.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm a visionary. So of course I can see a complete healed package version of you.
Right.
Even though it ain't nothing but some real bad dirt right now. So I had to get myself in check and pull back and say, you know what? I can't always look at people as a visionary. I got to really start testing the soil. And when it ain't no good, realize I can't build right here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't build right here. This is not a good investment for me. I can't put my money right here because this is not going to yield me a return. You test that dirt, it ain't no good. I'm out. I'm out. I'm not
I
going to
think
see a 10,000 square foot mansion on this plot of dirt because the dirt ain't no good. I can't build it here because it ain't going to hold it.
Right.
You know?
I think the problem is, and Ice, it sounds like, I think Diddy spoke to it earlier, because we are all in that space to where we are give and we love with every ounce of our body, and we hope and we pray and we believe. So then when we see someone, we're not seeing them for who they are, but we see the potential that they can propose in our lives. But that becomes a detriment because we're not seeing them for
As a
who they
facade,
are.
right?
We're
It's
not
not for
seeing
real.
the real. We're not. We're bypassing. And I think Isha mentioned it. We, oh, okay, well, you lied once. Okay, it's okay. You know, we all fall short of the glory of God. Then they take advantage of that kindness, and then it's something else. And then before you know it, that's, to Isha's point, that's what
Mm-hmm.
becomes acceptable because we are so loving, so forgiving, that we see that they have potential. But what good is potential if that's all it is?
Mm-hmm.
Test the dirt, y'all. The dirt ain't no good. Keep it moving. For real. Keep it moving. It lied the first time.
That
It'll
part.
lie. It'll lie again and then again and again and again.
And again and again and again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So really quick, I want to say hey to Uncle Richard, who's in the comments. That's why facts. Facts. We got radar. Good to see you. Thank you for jumping on. To everybody else who I can't see, thank you for joining us tonight. I know we write it a little bit over an hour. If y'all want to keep the conversation going, because it's real, real good. But I understand because it's getting late and some of us got to work in the morning. All right, that's it. So we can keep the conversation going. Or we can continue it on Thursday night. It's up to y'all.
I
Oh,
just
my
got
time
one.
is different from y'all time.
Right. I see your little eyes over there.
Listen, I still gotta do this. I still gotta go record this daggone this song.
All right, cool. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. But Ice, before you go, can you drop your socials, talk about your music
Yes.
a little bit?
I'm Ice the Gemini. I have a single on all platforms called Vibe. All platforms meaning YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, all of that good stuff. Ice DA Gemini, not THE. I've been in over 25 different films. Latest was Jill Scott Show. That's on Netflix. I'm actually a feature in that. I am an author. I published my first poetry book back in June 2019. I am a mother of 2. And I also sell shoes. I can't see it, but I had a boutique in North Carolina. I then started selling shoes online. So I have a whole shoe store on the other side of my room. So I sell shoes as well. So I'm just an all-around hustler. Yeah, that's really it. So at Ice the Gemini, ICEDAGEMINI. And you can search Vibe on all platforms. When you search bar, you put Ice the Gemini space Vibe and it'll pop up.
Facts. We got it. Ice the Gemini. Check her out. Single Vibe. All music platforms. Follow her on social media. Did you drop your social media?
Yes, I did.
All right, cool. So again,
Thank you
y'all,
guys for the advice.
y'all,
I loved it.
we should have
I
just called
have,
it the ice show because she was
I,
here.
look,
Um,
I got one thing to say to my beautiful sister before you shut it down.
Yes.
yeah,
Are
I was
you
gonna go over
ready?
final comments. Yep, go ahead.
You ready? Love who's loving you.
Mhm.
Take care of who's taking care of you, and pray for everybody else.
You're right. I receive it.
That's it. That's very simple. Love who's loving you, sweetheart. Take care of who's taking care of you, and pray for everybody else. And
Mhm.
never, ever, ever think twice about who you are. God made you perfectly perfect, exactly who you are. And for that right person, you're gonna be. He's gonna be like, oh God, I don't know what I did to get Ice to Gemini. He's gonna be like, well, I don't know what I did right in my life. The ancestors blessed me, and you're gonna be like, okay, now I know what good feel like because I didn't had bad, right? So just go with that. I receive you in all your goodness. He's getting prepared for you.
Mm.
Everything you everything you need, he's getting prepared for you because he's praying for you. And you start praying for him wherever he is. And we're gonna
Mm.
pray for y'all. And the next time we have this kind of conversation, we're gonna be like, y'all look at what I got, da, 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 da.
Now
And
look,
he
I don't
gonna
know about the next time because I got this whole big wall, so I ain't ready for the next time.
that's okay.
But
Cause he a mountain climber. He don't care nothing about your wall,
oh,
partner.
okay.
Fact,
I
fact,
enjoyed y'all. I really did. Y'all so awesome.
fact. Miss Denny, any final comments?
Only thing I would say is just to keep soaring and just being who you are, and love will do the rest because you already do that and it will meet you. Just match the energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, B Starks, the brother holding it down. Any final final comments?
The man of the hour.
Right, right, right.
Ice, ice.
B.
My sister, my twin, Juneteenth, representing
Ew.
Gemini's.
Gemini.
Oh
Oh,
Lord.
I
wait,
I
Gemini's in
feel
the
you.
house.
I feel you, and you are beautiful. You are bold. You are courageous. As Denny said, just keep sewing, my sister, because it's important. I see you, twin. I see you.
It's a
Just
twin thing. Yeah.
it is. So
Yeah.
just keep doing your thing. Weed out the weeds so those flowers can grow.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
said, well said.
I receive it from all of y'all. I
Right,
receive it.
to everybody that dropped in and viewed and didn't make any comments. Thank you so much for just spending some time with us. Everybody in the comments, we appreciate your input. Thank you so much. To my family in the boxes, y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for giving of yourselves. You don't have to do this, but you come here and you give of yourself. You are transparent. You speak love. Talk about hard things. Even some of the things that you are still dealing and processing and healing. You guys are talking about it, right? And you inviting us on the journey. And so I love y'all for that.
Thank you.
Love y'all.
Hope you girl. I enjoyed y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have an awesome night. We can do this
Thank you.
again. It won't be about this topic though.
So
We can
I look
talk
at
about
me.
other stuff.
Look at
That
me doing
kills
it.
me. That kills me.
So,
That is
so
hilarious.
RG and I kind of have this little thing where we just sending so much love to one another, and so it got on Brian's nerves in the beginning, but now I see him doing it. Ow.
Nah, I'm
It's
mocking y'all. That's what I'm doing. I'm mocking.
All right,
what it is. It's passing the peace. I can't give you enough. I can't give you enough accolades. When you just I just
Right,
want to
right,
send it
right,
all
right,
to
right.
you.
I
I want to
love
send it
it.
all to you.
Send
Yeah.
love.
So he was
We
like, "Oh
need
my
it.
great.
God."
Well, I
We
love
need it.
y'all. See y'all Thursday night. Oh, real quick announcement. So we'll see y'all Thursday night for part 2 of what are you bringing to the table. But real quick,
Yep.
next Thursday, which is March the 14th, we got a special treat for y'all. We're gonna do some open mic, spoken word, the amazing I Am Will. He's a fantastic poet from the DFW area. He's going to share some of his work. He had me and Regina on the other line the other day in our feelings. So I'm so excited for the opportunity for y'all to get to hear him. He also has a cigar brand. So he's just saying, hey, you show up in the comments, show up in the live, bring your cocktail, your mocktail, your cigar, because we're going to have a good time. So that's next Thursday. And my girl, Ice, is going to drop by. She's going to share some music with us. Ow.
All right.
So y'all will get to hear her music as well. So definitely stop by. We'll see y'all for part 2. What are you bringing to the table on Thursday? And next Thursday for the relief session is what it's called, the relief session. Next Thursday. So until then, I love y'all, good people.
Love you too. Have a great week, you guys.
We out. Good night.
Stay safe.
One love.
Peace.